This is Mike Bailey with my week 6 assignment for Intro to Music Production. I've chosen for my topic this week to demonstrate 4 graphical user interfaces for for 4 synthesizers. The first one tonight would be the TAL Noisemaker. This is a 64-bit AU plugin for GarageBand 10. And as you can see, underneath synthesizer 1, we have 2 oscillators, oscillator 1 and 2, the LFO1, which I assume will control the oscillator 1. Under synthesizer 2, second LFO, which I would assume goes with oscillator 2, and a mastering unit where you can control the levels for oscillator 1 and 2 and other effects. The synthesizer also has a filter section where we see that it has the standard 24 dB filter. Has a graphic here for what would appear to be the attack, decay, sustain, and release. Sliders for adjusting each of these features. There's another one here. It says ADSR, which once again, attack, decay, sustain, and release. Turn it on and off. You can select what filter you're going to control. Back to the oscillators very quickly. You have various waveforms. The oscillator 2 has a little more complete selection. You also have an envelope editor, and then you have a number of effects. These are delay and reverb effects with a wet-dry knob or setting. You can set your delay. You can also set feedback, other features, some master sliders here. And yes, this is the TAL Noisemaker, and that's synthesizer number 1. Next synthesizer is the Analog Noise Attack, or ANA. In the upper left-hand corner, we see it has 3 different oscillators, 1, 2, and 3. Pull-down menu where you see your basic pulse, saw, sine, triangle waveforms along with many different others. Looks like there may be some comb filters and such that you can include underneath here. There's also oscillator 4, 5, and 6, which has noise or sound effects. Excuse me, there we are. And there's a section here for filter 1 and 2 where you have various filters, a comb filter and others. Same with filter 2, same options. We have a filter editor, envelope editor, attack, decay, sustain, release with velocity and amount. You also have one for your amplifier, and apparently another one for your modulator. And here's another envelope editor over here. It's like you have loop, retriggering, sync, reset buttons. Underneath here, it looks like this is where you can select exactly which device you want to be working with the editor itself. Underneath here is a modulator. Select your source and a target. And there's 2 modulators and your LFOs. You can select your sine wave, your waveform. This is the ANA Noise Attack. This is my 3rd synthesizer. This may be the best graphical user interface I've seen this evening. This is Carry a Tune, it's a catchy name. And what I like so much about it is when you mouse over many of these functions, or these buttons, you will get a help that will pop up. Underneath wave oscillator, tell you a little bit about it. It's waveform, low cut, and trim parameters. Control the elementary characteristics of the oscillator. So it gives you a very detailed explanation. It looks that as if the button here, you would make adjustments between a sawtooth and a square wave balance. So you don't select one, it's like a mix of the two. But each of these buttons, you just mouse over it and it will tell you what it is. So this is the oscillator section. You have a pitch section, controls the basic tuning of the instruments as well as some pitch modulation effects. Explains about the vibra and trill, or you can just simply put the mouse over it. Down below we have our LFO, and it explains it's shared among the pitch, amp, LPF, and high PFs, HPF sections. So this is just really nice. If you didn't really know a lot about a synthesizer, I think this would be a good first one. It may not have all the features you're looking for, but just the fact that you can mouse over it and come up with all this information, it's really great. I myself have learned a few things tonight. Not that I'm an expert, but LPF, low pass filter, HPF, high pass filter, it makes sense once you see it, but just the beginning to know exactly what it is, not quite so simple, at least for me. Here are looks like the different editors with the attack, hold, decay, sustain, release. Those don't appear to mouse over unless you put the button, your mouse over the actual button, over the knob. Have a phaser, which is an effect, and the master explains what it does. So yeah, Cariatune. This is a very nice interface for a synthesizer. My fourth synthesizer is the Greenoaks Crystal Soft Synth. From what I've read about it, it has been around for a while. It's a classic, at least among garage band synthesizers. It's also apparently it has it's very powerful in its features, but it's also, I believe, the learning curve is a little steeper than maybe the Cariatune, but it's very powerful. It has a set of tabs across the top so that you select the different sections of the synthesizer. I'm going to start with voice 1 because there you'll find the oscillator, various waveforms that are available, synthesized and sampled. It also has your envelope editor, looks like a envelope editor here, and various filters, low pass, high pass, amplitude. I assume this is just another editor. You can make adjustments here. Underneath the modulation tab, there are various patches that you can set. These apparently appear to be filters of some sort or effects. Modulation envelope editor, modulation matrix, LFOs, and a mixer. I think that if I were choosing the synthesizer, that I would expect a little longer. I don't think I would be up and creating anything new or interesting without probably at least several hours, maybe several days of studying and just getting familiar with it. So, but it does have very good reviews, at least from what I've read. That is the Crystal Synth. So this is the last of the 4 synthesizers. I wish I had more time to actually demo these products, at least in the recordings, but trying to keep it down underneath 5 minutes is my biggest challenge. So thank you for your time. Hope you have a good evening. Cheers.